Changing slightly, I'll quote the Cisco CEO John Chambers. Comments to Web 2.0 enables the world to connect, communicate, collaborate, and then learn. That's the power of what he calls the human network. So, if you could comment on that, Mark, and if you could follow maybe on how will social network transform government services, if you have any ideas that you could share with it.
Yeah, well, Cisco is a very innovative company, at least recently. They certainly have been. And, they're one of these companies that's taken on the challenge of using new social tools to build a good internal network among employees. And there are some other companies like that. IBM is pretty good at that. Microsoft is pretty good at that. Who's Down just won an award for doing that. And they've all found different ways to do that. But when a lot of people think about these tools, they think about marketing. And that's not wrong. You can certainly use these to do innovative marketing. But there's a lot more to it, and there's a concept out there about social business and how do you actually have internally more social engagement among employees to spread information quicker, more efficiently, maybe more informally, to ultimately get your job done better. So I think that's really true, and some companies have put that into effect. I think, inside the government, that's a little bit harder to do. But frankly, the government people that have built up large social networks on Facebook or using Twitter or using some of the government internal tools, the people that really use that as part of their lives every day, that get information from there, that meet new people through there, that might be their counterparts at a different part of DoD halfway around the world, they tend to have more knowledge coming to them, and they tend to share more knowledge with other people. And that gives them an edge over other people in getting things done. And so, ultimately, if people are better at sharing information, government services could, in principle, be better. I don't think, I don't think a lot of this is happening at, say, the DMV yet. But you'd like to think that if the culture of government changed a bit, and certainly this is a little bit more true at a state and local level rather than the federal level, because those levels touch people directly more. But you'd like to think that if the government became more social, we could more efficiently process citizen requests or et cetera, and provide better services. And one thing I've been struggling a little bit to do, and I'm trying to make more of an effort, is to go to smaller cities, go to more local communities, and hear what the local people are doing with Web 2.0 and how they're trying to revolutionize, say, transit in Orange County, California. And so there are all these examples spread out, all these little points everywhere. And I think that's also true in Europe and other places. These people tend to be doing good things. They emerge, they show up on my social networking radar because someone I know knows them, or they show up at a conference, and so you start gradually hearing these success stories.
Well, I was surprised to know that the CIA uses Web 2.0, created Intelpedia, it's called.
Yeah, the intelligence community, and it started with the CIA, they have a wonderful internal collaborative network that's called IntelLink, and part of IntelLink is something called Intellipedia, which looks basically just like Wikipedia. It's slightly more sophisticated, and there would be a profile of Osama bin Laden or a profile of the Super Bowl layout or something like that, or a recent news incident. And people can collaboratively add things because there's people in all different parts of the government spread around the world that have different parts of information. Someone might be good with maps, someone knows what some spy knows somewhere, and they're going to upload that, and it ends up being a collaborative document. It's still early days, but they've been pretty successful at least showing that sometimes it has value. And they also have tools that look like tools that we use. So they have a tool that looks like Twitter that's called Chirp. They have a tool that looks like Flickr. They have a tool that looks like YouTube. So they basically copied or borrowed or licensed or whatever and made similar things so that people can share videos and photos. And then they have different classifications. So some stuff is secret, it's over here. Some stuff is much less secret, it's over here. So they have different versions. And the state